All right, now I'm gonna let one or two people jump in here today to get this thing started. Man, I don't want to be sitting here talking to myself, but I got a few things to talk about today. Well, not a few things, just one, but one thing in particular that I just thought was interesting, and I believe that a lot of people just don't know about. As a matter of fact, it's just a game that I don't think a lot of people will even give a chance. What's up, Moody? A game that I've talked about before, and it's hard to dive into this game because I believe a lot of people will just push it away as soon as you bring it up. So I got a couple things here that I brought up online article, some things I want to read, and some things I believe that would just give Madden life again. Because to me, Madden just needs a restructure with everything. Certain modes needs a restructure with gameplay, just everything. And I think that a lot of the fanboys they're satisfied with what they have, and that's the reason why Madden is still what it is to this day. But they just don't really realize how much more that the game Madden or EA Sports could offer. You know what I mean? They can have so much of the game could be so much better. They have so much time. They have well maybe not time, but they have so many resources. They have so much money. And when you look at previous installments of Madden and you see certain features and modes that have been removed from the game, and you ask yourself why, like why was this stuff taken out of the game? And Madden could just have so much potential. So what I want to talk about today, and like I said, I've talked about this before. People have talked about this before, but I don't know if anybody would have the balls enough to even run this particular franchise, and is Madden NFL head coach. So most people think like, man, there's people that have bought this game up before, but people don't realize, because like I said, they will not give the time to actually play this game and see how deep it is. And to be honest, it honestly, if you're not into managing NFL teams and you're not into games like this, then it actually might start off kind of slow for you. It's kind of like, I guess, The Walking Dead or something like that. You seeing Rick getting out of bed. There's not much going on. He's trying to figure out what's going on in the world. And it's the same thing with this. Like, you pop this game in, and you're trying to figure out what's going on, because a lot of people just play the game of Madden and they only know a few things. They know that players cost money. They know that players are under contract and there's salary caps. They know that you can trade players, and they know there's 32 NFL teams. They know, basic shit like that. But when it comes to maybe franchise tagging players and bidding for players and understanding philosophies, like, people don't really dig that much into the game. So with this game right here, this game allows you to go deeper into an NFL experience than you have ever been before. And I'm going to try to talk about some of those experiences and talk about how they could actually be implemented into a Madden game, and and the potential would be endless. The potential would be endless if this game right here was the actual foundation of Madden football nowadays. As you can see right here, they did have two NFL head coach games. The first one was on PC, I believe, and this one is Madden, not Madden, NFL head coach 2009. This was the last one made. These both games actually got pretty good ratings. As you can see, Tony Dungy was put on the cover of the game, or the disc of the game, because he was the first African American coach, I believe, 2007, to win the Super Bowl with the Colts. And so, and I mean, at this time, this is when games, like, you had to do something as a coach or a player. You had to have accolades to get the cover. It isn't like now to where motherfuckers just vote for you and then you get the cover. Like, usually, like, the players that got covers of Madden games, these players, did leaps and bounds in that particular season. They might not have been great after that, because of, and that's where the Madden curse came from. But Tony Dungy, like I said, the first black coach to win the Super Bowl, got the cover on the head coach game. But that's just a little G whiz knowledge. So let's talk about how this game could create a brand new foundation to Madden and give it life. And this is just some features that you can look up online that I want to talk about. And these are simple things. So with the game of NFL Head Coach 2009, and I'm not going to go in any particular order. I'm just going to talk about certain features. So this team, or not team, but this game had team rating preferences. So whenever teams draft a player, if you play the game, when I played it, Madden 2018, I went through a couple of seasons, and the off season was just completely trash. The AI logic wasn't there. Players were getting drafted to teams that didn't make no sense. Like I told you, Tampa Bay ended up signing Drew Brees for like 3 years, even though they had Jameis Winston. Like, it's just, you see that, and it's just, for me, it kills it, because it's you're sucking the life out of the game. There's no true NFL experience. It's just, the AI just picking what players rating looks good, and this, there's no philosophy, there's no schemes, no anything. They're just picking up players. So what NFL head coach had, whenever you were in the offseason, teams would actually draft according to individual preferred ratings. So Carolina they are this year they're going more towards a speedy offense. So in the offseason, they would look for a speedy receiver, not a possession receiver, not a balanced receiver, or whatever. They would look for speedy players. So at the time, Oakland was looking for speedy players, when this game was released. So that's what their team would be searching for. And like I said, this is not nothing crazy. Like, this is just basic shit that a football game should have. And it's crazy that this game can have it, but a Madden 2018 game can't have it. It's fucking stupid. Coach preferences. Head coaches will favor free agents that they've worked with before. So that's definitely self-explanatory. If they've had a player on the team, they release them, and then another 2 or 3 years go by, and then that same player jumps on the free agency. Coaches would definitely lean more towards a player that knew the team and the playbook and all that shit. Like, it just makes sense. It's crazy how much sense this game makes. And then you look at Madden, and shit like that is not implemented into the game. Free agent signing. The game will abandon the Madden method of free agent signing and utilize, so it's more of like an eBay auction style. So during the free agency, they'll have a player on the clock, and then you'll have a timer. All 32 NFL teams can see this player, and you pretty much, you have a bidding war. These teams will make their bids, and once that clock runs out, whoever has the highest bid gets that player. And I thought that was a little different, a little unique. I'm not sure if they, obviously they don't have a timer in real life, but I don't see anything wrong with that. It's different. Improved player contract, improved player contract AI. Players will be more aggressive and demanding during negotiations. So, and what during my playthrough, they were aggressive. They were very demanding when it comes to wanting more money or just wanting a contract extension, more years to play with a certain team. And to me, that's more realistic because a lot of players are like that. If a player felt like he in real life feels like he is, worth more than such and such player, or he outperform everybody on the team, obviously he's going to want more money. And players will definitely hold out on that game or in real life if they don't get the money. Improved NFL Combine / Pro Day player player ratings changed more realistically following their Senior Bowl, NFL Combine, and Pro Day activity, respectively. That is fucking cool to me. The fact that you have your combines, depending on how they perform in the combine or the Senior Bowl, the ratings go up and down because of that. And like on Madden, there's a certain rating that they're stuck to. What's good? Problem in Madden, there's a certain rating that they're stuck to, and the combine, any of that, stuff, it just doesn't matter in the game of Madden. These players they're stuck to a certain rating, and it doesn't go any deeper than that. Even when you do your scouting, all the crap the points that you spend in the scouting system it's all trash, man. It's not innovative at all. And then they have an improved menu system for the coach's clipboard from the previous game. Also, it has expanded rosters, now allow for 75 players in the offseason with weekly cuts in the preseason until the rosters are down to 53 at the beginning of the season. One thing that's fucking crazy, this game will allow people off the streets to come try out for the team. So, like I said, it's self-explanatory. If it's off season and Joe Smo from I don't know, fucking Minnesota wants to come try out for the Vikings. You know what I mean? Even if he's trash, he does have a fucking chance to make the team. And then they show that on here, and the ratings might not be that good, but you do have a chance, and maybe you could find, I don't know, a gem in the rough off the streets or something like that. This is a big one right here. Physical punishment builds up throughout a season and can lead to various injuries. This is a big one because this doesn't happen in Madden. I couldn't even explain to you how injuries work in Madden. There's one time I played the game, and every other game I had like 3 or 4 players being hurt. And then there's another time I played the game, played a season, and nobody was getting hurt. I don't know the formula. I don't know what's going on. If a player is injury prone, it really doesn't seem like he's injury prone. Like it's like the game is just random with injuries. So with this game, they actually have a picture of a player, and how it works is if a player is injured, they have a chart, and the chart is a silhouette of the player, and it may be all green. And if a player's leg is hurt, the leg may turn yellow or it may turn red or orange, just showing you that that player has had problems with that leg in the past, and it could come up to haunt him later on. This is NFL head coach '09 doing this. You see the '09? How many years ago? What year are we in now? And we don't even have no shit like that in Madden. This game is old as hell. And we have a system in this game to where you have progressive injuries, nagging injuries. And also in that game, you have a doctor. A doctor will tell you maybe this player shouldn't play. And you can ask the doctor, hey, is it cool for him to play? And the doctor will tell you on the game, no, you shouldn't let him play. He can, it's not recommended that he plays. So if he plays, he could be hurt, or he may tell you, just go ahead and let him play, man. I think he's healthy enough, and we'll go ahead. But you don't get that in a current game of Madden. But like I said, the fanboys in this game, in the game of that play Madden, they're so satisfied with the game and don't even realize that they can have shit like this into the game. But they want to tell you just have fun with the game. Don't complain about the game. And you just like you could have it all, man. You can have it all. That's EA right there. Let me see. The GM of each team will invite unknown players. I just talked about that. They will invite unknown players to training camp just like in real life and let, like I said, Joe Smo practice with the team, and hopefully he can make the team. Also, players can come out of retirement as well, and they can also be signed from smaller leagues and join the NFL. Now, Madden does, not now, but some of the older titles of Madden have to where you can come out of retirement, or players will come out of retirement and join the NFL again. And then you have players from smaller leagues that can join the NFL. I do not believe Madden has implemented that into the game. Anybody correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I've seen players from smaller leagues join the NFL. I do not remember that at all. Also, now in the game of head coach, players can leave for quote unquote personal reasons. It's such a small statement, but it speaks volumes, because it's like the players can leave for personal reasons. You remember Barry Sanders, you remember Calvin Johnson. They both retired before their time was up. And at the time, they left for personal reasons. And I mean, eventually they came out. Both Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson said they just didn't like how they were being treated in the organization. But at that time, they didn't want to give a lot of attention to themselves. I guess, they didn't want to shine a bad light on the Detroit Lions, maybe. But they both left for personal reasons. And like I said, that's just attention to detail. That type of shit that we talk about in 2K, where, they take little things, just the smallest things. And, you sit back and you it's like, wow, I can't believe that they really paid attention to that. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is cool, Motherfuckers like, man, he get fucking excited over the dumbest shit. I'm telling you, that shit is interesting. The coaches you hire will affect the style you play. Now that's, before I even continue with this statement, the coaches you hire will affect the style that you play. That's another thing. Like it's not even nothing complex. It's simple things. And you'd be surprised in the game of Madden. It doesn't matter what coach you have. It doesn't matter what players or scheme or philosophy you have in Madden. Whenever you play somebody, when you play a team, every team feels the same fucking way. Every team that you play against, it doesn't matter if you're playing Atlanta or if you're playing Jacksonville. They feel the same fucking way. The only difference that you might see is, you might see Russell Wilson scramble a little more. You might see fucking Tom Brady stay in the pocket a little more. But for the most part, all these teams feel the same way. You're not going to go out there and you're going to be like, oh my God, I got Julio Jones. I better double him all game. You're not even going to feel like that, man, because most likely people got some type of glitch shit to stop Julio Jones anyway. So it says the coaches you hire will affect the style you play, and the more famous they are, the more control they will demand from you. That's crazy. I didn't even know that shit. So the more famous they are, the more control they will demand from you. At the time, such as Mike Martz or Bill Parcells. and order them to coach you. So if you didn't know, in the game of head coach, coaches will have what is like a influential tree. It's kind of like a RPG style way of leveling up. So if your coach is, I guess, trash, the tree won't be as full. So you may, every time you do something as a coach in the game of head coach, you earn like these coach points, and these coach points go towards like the coach being able to, I guess, scout a little better or have more influence on the field, or it may go towards them, playbook knowledge. So them being able to teach the players how to understand the playbook a little better. And we'll get into that too, because playbook knowledge is another thing with head coach that they don't have in Madden. But also to continue the statement, I said that the more famous they are, the more control they will demand from you and have over the team. You can now also hire college coaches that will add their own style to your playbook, such as bringing the option to the NFL. Come on, man. Look, I'm sorry, man. Like y'all may think that, like, man, this dude is just, he's too excited for no reason. Like, but this is a 2009 game. And I will say that throughout this video, this is a 2009 game. You can hire college coaches and add that they can add their own style to your playbook, bringing the option into the NFL. And I know at that time, like, people were like, oh, the option doesn't work in the NFL. College plays don't really work in the NFL like that. But the fact that you have the option to do that, you got the option to do that, man. You got the option to bring a college coach to the NFL, add option to the playbook. That speaks volumes, man. They don't do that shit. And well, they do have the option already in the game, because they, these modern times, they've added that type of shit. You can sub players at any time to any position. So if you wanted to take fucking Gronkowski and you wanted to put his ass at quarterback, you could do that. But see, the difference between Madden and this shit right here is, if you were to take Gronkowski and you were to put him in the QB slot and he took a snap from the center and you wanted him to drive down the field, that shit's not happening. What up, Gideon? If you wanted to take, and I've done this on Madden before, I've taken J.J. Watt, put him as the quarterback, and I've actually driven down the entire field with J.J. Watt as the quarterback and scored a touchdown. In this game, you cannot do that. Yes, you can take any player in any position, put them anywhere, and that actually, people do that in the NFL. You've seen J.J. Watt being put in certain positions. He's played tight end in the NFL, caught a touchdown. He's a big body, big dude. You know what I'm saying? So coaches can get creative by putting any player in certain positions, in certain situations, just to throw the other team off. But in the game of Madden, you can do that shit. They want to allow it now because they know that motherfuckers will cheese that shit. Because I want to say, at one point in time, you could put players in certain positions in Madden, but it was just, like I said, every player feels the same, so it doesn't really matter. So J.J. Watt can drive down the field on Madden and score a touchdown. But in this shit, it's not happening. This game is hard enough as it is. If you put any other player in this game or a different position, it's not happening, man. So it's more realistic. Also, next statement: make plays and export them to Madden '09. See, that's crazy. This is for the guys who like sitting down and they like making playbooks and shit. You know what I mean? Like, they got these plays. If they're really a playbook, smart, whatever, they can sit down and they can fuck with these plays, and you can actually export them to Madden '09. And they don't do that shit anymore. We can't export anything to Madden '09 or to a Madden game, because we don't even have college games or NFL head coach games or whatever. So it says make plays, export them to Madden Online 9, or make them mid-game man, chill out. I didn't even know you could do this either, man. I'm telling you, like, it's I got this warm feeling inside. You remember how the Grinch motherfucker heart was like this small, and then he was trying to get the gifts and his shit grew? Like, that's what happened. You can make a play in mid-game. Chill out. You can make a fucking play in mid-game, bro. And getting you right, man. Like, they're really that I think that's the only thing with this game. Like, there really isn't, the gameplay is kind of trash with this shit because it focuses more on the managing side. But if they were to ever add gameplay, and they could do it, man. Like I said, this is a 2009 game, man. If this game were to ever surface again, probably have like Bill Belichick on the fucking cover or some shit. But if this game were to ever surface again and the gameplay was decent, man, I'm telling you, man. Like, that game has so much potential. But what I'm talking about is this game should be a foundation for Madden. You take the features off of this game and you put it into Madden. Like I said, Madden would fucking be the shit if you just had this shit. And the only thing you would have to focus on is gameplay. But for right now, Madden gameplay is fucked up. The franchise mode is fucked up. The AI trading logic, the offseason, everything is fucked up with Madden to where it's just like, dude, like, I can't play this shit no more. But the fact that even if the gameplay is subpar, the fact that they would even think to add this type of shit to a Madden game, the fact that you can create a play in the middle of a game, could you imagine that shit? It's just like, all right, you know what, man, we done threw everything. It's down in the fourth quarter. We done threw all the plays we had at them. They pretty much figured out what we got. You know what, man? Let's write up the annexation of Puerto Rico. I don't know if y'all know what the fuck that is, but that's some old head shit. Let's write up the annexation of Puerto Rico. You ever seen the movie called The Little Giants? And he drew up a little fucking play right there, and then they won the game with that shit. That's cool to me, man. So you can make a play mid-game to stop an offense, or you could draw up a blitz. That's fucking cool too. Teams now track the future of position. Sorry. Teams now track the future of position in order to keep you informed as to how to upgrade positions through showing you who is coming up in the draft. So your coaching staff in this game actually works with you. So you can get advice from your coaches. It isn't like in Madden where you have an offensive coordinator or a defensive coordinator and they're just there, like. And then when it comes time to hire a new offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator, you really don't. Who can say that they really cared who they hired? You kind of looked at, maybe, I don't know if there was an overall rating or whatever, or who was younger, but you just, you picked and you pointed and you clicked and you're like, okay, we'll hire him. It doesn't really matter, because a lot of things don't change when it comes to Madden. But in this game, it says the teams now track the future of the position in order to keep you informed how to upgrade positions. So that's cool. If you got a trash ass player at a position, your coaches or team may be looking into investing in a new quarterback. If your quarterback is what's his name, DeJone Kaiser for the Browns and shit, maybe they're just like, you know what, man, let's look for another quarterback because this motherfucker is trash. And if you're a Cleveland fan, I'm sorry, man, but that shit is just, I ain't got words for that shit. There are now no overall ratings for play. Hold on, this is very important. Listen to this. There are now no overall ratings for players. Instead, there is a team rating based on your players' team philosophy. God, you know how you in church and your preacher say something, and he just stop and be like, "Lord," that's how I'm feeling right now with it. There are no overall players. So let me tell you what that means. If Cam Newton is 90, overall 90 for the Carolina Panthers, he knows their scheme, he fits their scheme. But all of a sudden, he's traded to the Patriots. He loses in overall. So he might be overall 90 with the Panthers, but for the Patriots, he might go down to overall like 83 or 80 because he doesn't fit their scheme. Tell me tell me that's some of the most basic shit you ever heard, but it just speaks so much volumes because Madden doesn't do it. Some of the simplest things that are not in this game, but that are in this game right here, 2009, some of the simple things that are in this game right here are not in the game of Madden 2018. A player doesn't have an overall anymore, but he has a team overall. And if Cam Newton is overall 90 for the Carolina Panthers and he's traded to the Patriots, not saying he can't build his way back up to that 90, but when he's traded, he doesn't fit their philosophy, he doesn't fit their scheme. Therefore, he loses an overall value of 90 and goes down to 83, 82, 81, 80. Get the fuck out of here, man. Madden, I'm telling you. And the fact that this game exists and they're running that bullshit right now for $65, and you turn this shit on and you see all the stuff that's missing out of the game, man, I'm telling you. All right, so other notable features, let's see, improved trade AI, which is that's something that even the competitive Madden gamers ask for, including computer trades, include draft day trading, including the ability to trade draft picks as well. Trade timer, forcing a trade to be completed in a limited set amount of time. That is pretty cool. So as far as the game goes, oh yeah, one more thing that I've talked about that I didn't talk about that they didn't have on the page of Madden 2009 is the playbook knowledge, and I'm pretty sure that it was in the old head coach too. So the playbook knowledge. This is another basic thing, another basic concept, and I've been saying this for years now. In the game of head coach, as your players they progress in the season or preseason, in your playbook, if you have, at the time of that game, there's Jake Delhomme on my team. Any player that was brand new on the team, they have a certain bar called playbook knowledge. And if you're brand new on the team, your bar is very small. You don't have any knowledge of the playbook. So if you're not running the plays, then you don't know what the hell is going on. So in the game, when it comes time to, how some people will run their starters till the end. In the game of head coach, you have to put in your second string. You have to let your third string, you have to let these guys play in the preseason and the regular season so they can actually learn the team, the schemes, the philosophy. They can actually learn the playbook. And the only way they're going to learn the playbook is if they get time to play. And it should be like that in Madden 2 because there's no quarterback in real life that can be traded from another team or pulled from free agency, or no running back that can be traded and then immediately put on the field. Maybe they can come on the field for a couple plays like, hey man, just run a fly, or hey man, just run a fucking curl or some shit, or a post corner. Any wide receiver understands the route tree, But as far as the team playbook goes, they're not gonna understand what the fuck is going on. So when Matt Ryan comes out there, he's like Ric Flair, and motherfucker don't know what these little words and shit mean, man. Like, so we can't come out there and be as effective as a team, a wide receiver that has been on the team. And what happens on that game is, let's say a player comes out and he doesn't know the playbook or his playbook knowledge is low. There are times where the wide receiver will run the wrong route, or he will just react to the play in the wrong way. And what happens, there's a little box that'll pop up in the corner during the game, and the coach will be like, what the fuck is he doing? And it's just that's just a notification saying that this dude does not know the playbook, man. He really doesn't know it. So you have to get out there, and that's what in that game, in the game of head coach, you have to play the preseason, because the preseason is where you grow your team's knowledge. You go out there. It isn't about winning. It isn't about losing. It's just about who can do what, and can these guys perform the plays. So you'll run certain plays certain times in a row, even if you know it's not going to work. You'll run certain plays because you know it's good for your team, and it will build your playbook knowledge. So other than that, I'd have to play, and I'm definitely thinking about doing this, regardless of what you may think about this game. Excuse me. Regardless of what you may think about this game, the gameplay, yes, is not up to par. You do not control the players. The only thing you can control on the field is the shifting of the linebackers, the defensive line, whether you want to crash the line or what. The gameplay is not that great. Even the players only can run in 8 directions. So I mean that sucks too. But at the same time, the game is not meant for the gameplay aspect. It's just meant for the management aspect of the game. Right. That is true. That is true. I'd have to look into that, because I thought you could audible after picking a play. It's been a while since I've played this game, but I'm thinking about going back to run another franchise in this game. But this game is just not, like I said, when you talk about this game, people just run in the opposite direction, and because they don't really care. Especially nowadays, man, they know is Madden. Hell, like even when you talk about like 2K and older games like Fever and stuff like that, they know that Madden may be there, or they know that these other games may be there, but they know Madden, and Madden is just what it is now. So, but I think that, I swear, I wish that this game could be. I wish it would like re-release or something, like on the store. You know what I mean? Or even if you could just remaster this and put it up on the store for, man, for free. Shit, that'd be a dream come true. But put it up on the store for free. Put it up on the store for $5 or something like that. And this game would open so many eyes. And a lot of Madden games will ask, how come we don't have this in Madden? How come we don't have this and this and this and this in this feature in Madden? You know? And so I'm definitely thinking about running another franchise with this. And maybe just sitting down, and every feature with this game that is innovative, just displaying this on my channel, like, yo, this is the type of shit that y'all Madden fanboys are missing, but y'all so caught up in mud. You so caught up in jumping over 4 or 5 players at one time, and players cheesing and glitching and shit, that you don't even realize what the fuck is really going on with this game. So, I don't know if that's a good question. I don't know if Madden is trash next year. I don't know if people would stop buying that shit, because you gotta think about, like, a lot of people eat off of Madden. A lot of people go to YouTube, they open MUT packs, they play these games, and that's how they make their living. I know a lot of people, not personally, but I know a lot of YouTubers that they do that all the fucking time. Madden is trash now. Madden was trash fucking 3, 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that just because, and it's gonna be trash next year too. They they even this year they seen it's trash and they still don't care. Uh, no, you can't say '02 because Madden Madden 2003 all the way up to 2006. That's when their features were actually innovative. So from '02 to '03 they added double consecutive hit tackles. They were adding things in Madden that actually mattered on the field. And they were taking it slow, you know what I mean? They weren't adding a bunch of dumb shit all at one time. In Madden 2003, they were actually double consecutive hit tackles. So it wasn't just one guy that can be involved in the tackle. Then Madden '04, they added a lot of shit. They added the playmaker, you know, which is what they still use now. Playmaker was a big thing. You can also control your own. Uh, you could take control of a blocker. So if you wanted to play a fullback in a certain sweep play, you can take control of the fullback and run him out. I want to say they also added formation shift into Madden '04 too. Then '05 came. That's when the hit stick came. So the hit stick was innovative. Every year they were adding things that helped Madden as far as gameplay. Madden '06 came. Fucking then there was the vision cone, not the vision cone. Yeah, the vision cone for the quarterback. These were stuff. This was stuff that was added in the game to help it on that simulation, simulation road. And then after that shit, it just started. Especially once it start touching next gen consoles and the motherfucking Madden players was running like this and shit. Like it's like they just lost it. And what really fucked people up for the first time was when they had that trailer. Go look that shit up on YouTube. They had the Eagles versus the Giants trailer when they were transitioning into the new generation. It was when T.O. was playing for Philly, and the trailer looked amazing. And you know, like I was already playing a few different games. I was playing Madden. I was playing 2K. There was another football game that I was playing. I can't remember. I was playing some Fever too, but I was playing Madden the most. And then 2K, I love 2K because of the gameplay and then the crib. That was like my shit, man. So the fact that you knew it was there and it was cheap, you know, anybody can get their hands on it. Like regardless of me playing Madden a lot, I couldn't put 2K down. You had to acknowledge its existence, and you know, after a while, you realize that that game has definitely aged a whole lot better than you think. But yeah, once Madden went to new gen, it was just I don't know, next gen shit. It was like that's when Madden started to take that arcade approach, and slowly but surely they started adding dumb shit in the game. Like who remembers the rewind feature? That shit was stupid, man. That shit was retarded trash. I was like, so you can fuck up in an NFL game and then you can just hit a rewind button and the shit'll just come right back? Man, you fucking smack yourself for making a dumbass feature like that, man. And then on top of that, I remember one time, I think it was the time the Saints went to Super Bowl, they made a feature where they was like, oh, you can play a game a whole lot quicker. Instead of playing 40 minutes of a game, you can play 20 minutes. I forgot what that shit was called, but it was a certain feature where you could just play the game quicker. And I was like, y'all not even adding football features no more. Yeah, yeah. Well, see, they used to have Ass Madden. They still got Ass Madden in the game. But yeah, they started adding real stupid shit. The tackle cone was stupid. All it was a visual cone to warp tackle. That's all the fuck it was. The visual cone, then the shoestring tackle, that shit is dumb. Like, yes, shoestring tackles do happen in real life, but when you play the game of Madden now, go turn your shit on if you got that game and see how many shoestring tackles happen in that game, man. Like that shit is retarded, man. Like they got that shit fucked up. And then they added that running precision modifier. I was like, all right, so I could juke you, right? And now I can press the R2 button and precision modify the juke. And now instead of juking you normally, now I can juke the shit out of you. Like, why would you make me give me a harder juke? That shit is dumb as hell. But yeah, a lot of the games after that time, that transition time, it was just, I don't know, it just went downhill from there, man. And 2K was just left in the dust, man. It was 2K5 is still holding up to this day, and it's still, and every game has its issues or whatever. But like I said, this copy of the game I have is up for grabs starting February. If you want this game that I have in my hand right now, just send me a message. You do not have to pay anything. You just send me your address. I will send you this game. If you have a PS3, if I don't have a copy of the game, I will go to Amazon and I will buy you the game, send it to you. You do not have to pay anything. I repeat, you don't have to pay anything. You just tell me what's going on, and then I will send you the copy of the game. But give this game a chance, man. Tell your friends, play it. I think I'm going to sometime or another start a franchise with this game just to show what this game, just some of the features that were in this game that could easily be implemented into these games. Maybe if we get XFL 2020, I don't know. Maybe it can and take some ideas or something like that. But as for now, man, this game is a gem as far as football management goes. This game is definitely a gem in my eyes. It may not be in your eyes. The game got great reviews. There is a Madden, not a Madden. I always say that shit when I look at EA. There is a head coach, '06 or '07 or something like that. It's not called head coach '06 or '07. The game is just called head coach, but I believe that's just when it was released. It's a PC version. I don't even know if you can even get your hands on that shit anymore. I know it's an old game, but they also have a mod community for the first head coach game. And anything with PC and mod, man, is always great because they add a lot more to the game. I'd have to look it up online. They might still even fuck with the rosters or whatever of NFL Coach PC, or it could just be a dead game, man. But like I said, I'm gonna end the podcast on this one. Give this game a chance. Starting February, once again, I will be sending out options to. I'm guessing I'm going to do most likely two people, one or two people every 2 weeks or every month or something like that. You don't have to pay anything. If you're one of those guys who you don't buy Madden and you were looking to play an older title because you need that fix or whatever, or you want to play a football game, I am here for you. I'm here to give you those options so you don't have to go get that $65 out and pay for Madden. You know what I mean? Even if it's just a few people, it is fine by me. I am totally fine with being the minority in this shit, man. But shout out to everybody who is coming this podcast. I appreciate everything. I love talking about this shit. It don't matter how many people's up in here or whatever. I just enjoy talking about this shit because Madden is just it's dead in the water to me, man. So it is the afternoon over here. I'm pretty sure it's probably the morning time or middle of the day or something like that where you guys live at. So enjoy the rest of your day, you guys' day. I think I'm gonna probably go take a nap before I go to work. Appreciate your time, man. I got my resolve. What's yours?